Can you talk about is depression growing in the States? I know we just came through a pandemic
Hmm.
and a lot of stuff was brought to the surface with the pandemic, but it just seems that as a society we're more depressed. Is that
Absolutely.
true?
Absolutely. And I don't think that we're creating that.
So wait,
No.
so right?
Yeah.
So it's not situational anxiety or depression. Is it organic? Are we, is it what's causing all this depression?
Well, I think it's caused by a combination of, there are these genetic and biological underpinnings of that. But I think our society and the way that everything is going on now, I think situationally does really contribute to the depression. What I meant by we're not making it up is we're not overdiagnosing it, or we're not trying
Right.
to tell people they're depressed when they're not.
Exactly.
But if you look at how stressful our world is,
Yeah.
where you have instantaneous, communication, you can't even sit still for 15 seconds without wondering what's going on out there. Pick up my phone, check it. And then the pressures of the sort of American lifestyle, and keeping up with the Joneses. And then you look at if you're in a corporate situation, it's like, well, we want 10% year over year improvement, and we want that next year and the next year. And at some point, there's a threshold, and people just get to a point where they can't handle it.
And this might be a time to kind of shift for a moment and talk about behavioral health and what Hopeway Behavioral Health, where you were, what it does, what it is and isn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I work at a place called Hopeway. It's a nonprofit residential mental health center in Charlotte, and we have a whole spectrum of treatment. So we say we cover the hospital to the home. So imagine that you're getting no treatment, and imagine that you're so severe that you're in the hospital. We cover everything else in between. So our bread and butter is the residential mental health unit, which is a 24/7 unit that actually it takes the place of a lot of the hospital. It may be a way to prevent someone from going to the hospital or stepping down from a hospital.
All right, David, I have to say this. So here's what I get. Oh, heck no. I'm not going to the loony bin. Yeah, they put me in the psych ward. They wear the crazy out. Well, be careful. You might go there. I mean, that's the stigma.
Mm-hmm.
When people hear a behavioral health center.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get that? I get that.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And the current state of psychiatric hospitalizations, if we can start with that.
Yeah, sure.
Is, that there are people whose jobs in a medical center, inpatient hospital, their job is to drive down the length of stay.
Okay.
From about 6 to 7 days to 5 days.
Okay.
So that's really what we're facing. There's insurance pressures, there's all that. So it's essentially a place where people go when they can't be safe.
Okay.
And it's absolutely needed.
And to say that again, it's a place where people go when they cannot be safe. So we're trying to just stabilize you.
Absolutely.
We're not treating you. We just want to get you safe.
And it is absolutely needed. However, it is not necessarily a place to go get treatment as far as understanding why did this thing happen? How can I, it's a place to get stabilized. It's the intensive care unit of psychiatry.
So it is a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have a lot of freedoms.
Mm-hmm.
Your job is to sleep and get better.
Mm-hmm. So if you think of it as the intensive care unit of psychiatry, if you don't have a step down from that, it's like taking someone in a medical hospital in the ICU and sending them home.
Oh.
And saying, see your doctor next month and go see this therapist once a week. And that just doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
So what we do is we step them down to an unlocked, voluntary, beautiful facility where they're getting real treatment. They're seeing psychiatrists, they're seeing therapists, they're going to group therapy, they're getting family therapy.
They're doing yoga. They're learning to eat healthy and cook in a healthy manner.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing horticulture, not to take away, but when I think everyone should visit, because I think talk about quick destigmatization. I mean, when you see they're playing music,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's an
Drums,
yes,
African drumming, which is
exactly
phenomenal.
But it's an amazing opportunity to sort of test out the waters of the real world in a safe environment.
Yeah, because I think, unfortunately, everybody thinks of, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
That's right.
And that we're light years from that now to staff that wants to help, that wants to counsel, that wants to see you get better.